All right, recording in progress. Hello everybody, Daniel, alcoholic. Last minute uh revealing of all my dark secrets and I figured tonight in lieu of a normal share, I'm just going to work on comedy bits and deflect. So, tonight I will be hopefully you guys can just rate my jokes. Yeah, so it's going to be hard to. I apologize for the listeners. I'm not organized in this share. Um, I suppose I will take a page from my past sharers and sort of start with the upbringing. So, I am the child of a mom and dad, and father was not there for very long. Mother is probably the central uh, cause of most of my trauma and probably has shaped most of my behaviors. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean to blame a parent in my 40s, but I do believe that I was molded in certain ways because of my upbringing. We moved around a lot. I went to 16 different schools before high school. I was constantly the new kid. Um, we were very poor while being the new kid. So saying my name in front of the class was about as much as I had to show for it, socially, economically. Um, a lot of my emotional training, I think, was sort of uh taking care of my mother, who I believe has borderline personality disorder, among other things, compulsive overeating, uh sort of an addict mind. She was an alcoholic as well. um she was a very large woman. She was overweight, is overweight. And I only say that because I'm trying to paint a picture of there's a lot of vitriol against big people. And I took it upon myself to sort of be my mother's shield. She was verbally bullied and abused by family and randoms, actually. All the while, she is very much hot and cold with me. She says that she loves me one day, and in the same day, she can say, I fucking hate you. And I believed one of those two, and I'll let you guess which one I believed. Um, Chaos, eggshells, Christmases with destroyed toys, Christmas evenings. My mother doesn't feel good. She's upset and she breaks my toys that I got for Christmas. Things like that that I don't even register that actually as like a weird thing. It just feels like it's a thing that happened. Um Anger, uh frustration, physical hitting, nail marks on my arms, hiding nail marks, going out in public and making sure I have long sleeves, uh hitting in the face, slamming, ringing in my ears from getting hit, uh, getting slammed on the ground, uh, loving my mother and protecting her. Um, my family, the other parts of my family were around. They didn't know what to do. We were moving too fast. We were moving all the time. My mom couldn't hold down a job. Sort of chaos, just chaos. All I can think of is chaos. Um, Moving so much, living in different apartments. Um, my mother moved us to Chicago one time, and we moved into a homeless shelter, but we lived in the attic of the homeless shelter, and it was a brand new homeless shelter. All the residents had very nice amenities. We stayed in a very like dusty attic. There, I just remember there being like boards and boxes. Not many. I don't know what I slept on. I'm surely I had a mattress, but I honestly can't remember the mattress. This is around sixth grade, seventh grade, somewhere in there. My mother decides to get sober. She decides that she's a bad mother. She gives me away to my grandparents, and I live with them for a little while. Um, she moves to Vegas to get sober. She does get sober. She gets sober for 12 years, actually. I live with my grandparents. I demand that get to go. I moved with him in eighth grade, and I demand the adults in my life that I make this very loud demand that I stay at the same high school. I want to have friends. I want to be somewhere stable. I want to, and so I live with my grandparents for the first few years of high school. Um, my mother decides that she wants to take me back. Um, Remembering this time, I do think that when my mother moved to Vegas and left me with my grandparents, I do remember that being the final seal in my emotional protection of her. I remember that sort of being uh, my wall, and then I'm sort of dead inside isn't the right word, but when it comes to parents, I think that was the final uh glimmer of hope. It's like, well, yeah, no, one day we're all gonna eat cereal, and dad's gonna read the newspaper, and mom's gonna bake cookies, and that sort of whatever I was being fed, that died there. And so I live with my grandparents. Then my mother takes me back, and I finish out high school. So I do get to go to high school. And my mother and I are fighting all the time, and we're in a small apartment. This is in Oklahoma City, and um, so somewhere around junior. I mean, I'm skipping like a million things. I don't really know. This is sort of a I don't know, scattered thing, but so I guess I start drinking in like junior year of high school. It's not a big deal. I have some wine coolers. It's New Year's of 2000. It's Y2K. Everybody's like, the world's gonna end, man. Let's fucking go out. Let's chug wine coolers, man. And so for Y2K, I celebrated with wine coolers. It was very fun. I remember feeling the weight of the world off my shoulders. I remember like having fucking fun and being very selfish and not having to take care of anybody else's emotions and being just like very like selfish and me and just being like, yes, hell yeah, I fucking finally found something. But the alcohol didn't really stick. I was very active in high school. I made a lot of friends. I made it a goal to be popular. I wanted to be in every single club. I wanted to have all the things that I had been deprived of, really. And So I was very active. And then college hit, and I think that's when I really started ramping up my drinking. I didn't I only went to college for 1 year. I'm a freshman. I'm drinking all the time. I only care about social things. Uh, I have a scholarship. I have a full ride. I'm the lead in the play as a freshman. The big competition play. I feel like I have all this momentum sort of snowballing. But I started drinking, and I started drinking, and I started drinking, and I start drinking, and I don't stop drinking. I move to Denver. I start bartending. I'm drinking. I'm getting into a bunch of, I don't know. I'm like pool hustling and playing pool and like getting in weird bar fights and making money too. I don't know. But having fun, letting loose, being a completely free spirit rebel. Um, I don't know. I can't really think of any drunken stories. I will tell you, I guess, that my 21st birthday, I took 21 shots because that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I set out to do. So I started drinking at like, I don't know, 9 in the morning. I knew it was going to be my biggest challenge yet. I knew in order to pull this off, even an alcoholic like myself was going to need to start early and pace myself. So that's what I did. I drank all day, and I remember I was taking my 20th shot, and I leaned over to my buddy at the bar, and this was like 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, well, at least I haven't puked yet. And little do I know, they're behind me mopping up puke. I had puked about 2 shots ago, and they're like, hey buddy, just drink some water. And I took my 21st shot and just completely blacked out, but I did it. It was my greatest alcoholic accomplishment probably to date, because I set out for the impossible and I did it. But that just goes to show sort of the spirit of my alcoholism. Didn't care much for whatever happened to me ever. I think I was just sort of like just so excited and jacked to be with people and social and funny and jokes and drinks, bar tabs and girls and whatever else. Um, so yeah, cut to, I don't know, a year or two after that, I'm living in Denver. I'd been there partying, moved back with my mother for like a second. I just need to stay somewhere in Oklahoma for like a summer. And that wasn't so bad, but I I really got to see my mother as sort of an adult at that time. I mean, I'm still a fuck up too. I'm 20. I don't know how old I was at that time. 22, probably 21. I think that was my 21st year when I moved back. But I said, fuck this. I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand it. I wasn't dealing with anything. I wasn't dealing with my emotions about my childhood. I wasn't dealing with my life. I wasn't doing anything. So I moved back to Denver and I lived there for a couple of more years, did the same thing. Then I moved to Los Angeles. I moved to Los Angeles, and I was like, wow, I can really drink in Los Angeles. That place probably has like 2 times more booze than Denver. And that's pretty much what I did. I was part of a sketch comedy group. We had a little bit of buzz around us in the early, I don't know, 2006 to 2009 ish. There was a little bit of an online sketch group bubble. Some of my sketch members went on to work for SNL. Some of them are still working today in television. But I drank. I drank and drank, and I look back on those times, and I definitely, there was nothing you could have done. Like I don't think I could have been reasoned with, or I expected the world to give me everything. I think at that time, I think I was very much like, what? I just had the jokes. Fucking all right, that's it, man. Let's fucking party. I said my jokes. I wrote down stuff on paper, and now the world owes me everything, and it certainly didn't. And I sure drank about it too. And then fuck. I mean, honestly, there's really I could tell you 1,000 stories, but I will just say like it was just a desert between age 25 and age 38. Hell, recently. It was just a desert of drinking and working as a waiter and bartending here and there. And uh, I had some really, really dark periods where I was, renting a room. And that's all I was doing, was renting a room and working and coming home and going to my room and going to work and going right to my room and going to work and just drinking in the morning, drinking at work, drinking after work, and then rushing out of the bar before 2 o'clock so I could run to the liquor store so I could grab some booze for home. And I routinely did that for 9 years, 10 years. I mean, that is like pretty standard protocol. And it didn't always go that smooth. I mean, there's 1,000 stories in there. There's 1,000 drunken stories. There's 1,000 bar incidents. There's 1,000 bridges burned in that stretch. Um, I used to get very angry in my own time, and I punched walls. I think the last time I really did that was in my early 30s. which is too close if you ask me. But um, uh, I was an angry person, am an angry person, and I was living in a very dark, depressing time. I thought I didn't know how to escape. I begged myself when I would go to the liquor store, I begged myself not to buy booze. I begged myself, I said, please, please don't fucking buy this tonight. Please don't buy this beer. And my body would just open the fucking door, grab beers, pay the man, and head home. And I would still bag and I would bag on the way. And those fucking reusable plastic fucking bags that I bought every single day, those black bags, you know what I'm talking about, those thick fucking bags full of 40s or tall boys or whatever the fuck. And I begged myself to not, okay, well, you bought it, but please don't drink it. Don't drink it. Please, 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 please don't drink it. And I drank it. And I did that for 15 years, 10 years, 10 to 15 years. It was like that. I didn't always beg myself, but I did a lot. I did a lot of begging myself. And I was absolutely lost. This fucking city chewed me the fuck up. It chewed me up. I'm not blaming the city, but I got caught hard in this fucking city, man. And there was nowhere to go. And I had friends, but I had missed weddings. I had missed birthdays. I wasn't really in touch. All my friends became work friends, booze buddies, fuck ups way worse than me. And I had no footing. And I was scared. I wanted to kill myself. And I don't mean to make fun of people that really want to kill themselves, but it was the feeling of like, and I'm not saying make fun of, I mean make light of. It was an alcohol induced like suicide. Like it was like I'd rather be fucking dead than deal with the anxiety, than be begging myself to not drink, to be so out of control, and to have such little will and discipline that I don't know how to not walk into a liquor store. I had lost my training. I was someone else, and I was in a body that was someone else. And I was screaming. It was like, it feels like that, those stories you hear where like the person goes under and they're operating and it's like, no, I'm in here. I'm not asleep. Ah, it was that. I was screaming and my body was just like an alcoholic, you know, fucking couldn't stop drinking. I mean, that's truly, it was, you know, uh, it's something to look back on, I tell you. And I may have needed to be bashed in the face when I was a kid or move around, or I may have needed that training because I don't know if that any other guy would have survived this like desert I'm describing, this alcoholic desert. And I'm not saying anything of any of this is good, but somehow I have learned how to survive and somehow I've learned how to just fucking squeak by because um you know, I have and had a lot of promise, you know, and I have and had out of this dark childhood, this very lonely, abusive, dark childhood, I was miraculous. People still say that shit. They were like, I don't know how the fuck you're sane. I don't know how you did it. I don't know. I don't know how you survived your mother. My family told me that. And, you know, I don't know what I think about that. I've kind of switched a little bit. I kind of am like, where the fuck were you? Where were you? Oh, you know what I went through? Well, you don't know what I went through, but you know, where the fuck was everybody? Okay, yeah. Anyways, I do feel miraculous. I do feel like I mean, I should have be dead. I should be insane actually. And maybe I am a little bit, but um I don't know. I look back on those times and they're recent as well, you know. I look back and I think I don't know. I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to feel like you can't reach out. And I know what it's like to not want to quit and not want to stop doing it and not take responsibility. This shit blinds you. This shit fucks you up. And it's no fucking joke. And it's not a fun commercial. It's not fucking titties and bikinis and parties. It's fucking death. It's death of the mind, and it eats you. It fucking eats you. It keeps you alive. That's what it does. It fucking keeps you alive. It eats you alive. That's what that shit does. And it's hard. It's fucking hard, man. It's hard to say no. It's hard to quit. You do it long enough and you start to identify that. That's who I am. I'm the guy. You need a dude at trivia that can chug the fucking beer through the straw. I'm the guy. Dude, put me in. That's all I know how to fucking do. You need me to chug the beer fast? I'm in. Put me in. Daniel's got it. I'm that guy. I don't know. I'm not that guy maybe for you guys, but for a lot of people in this world, I'm the guy. I'm the drunkest. I'm the chuggiest. I'm the funnest. I'm the funniest. Dude, Daniel's so crazy, man. He's fucking funny. And he drinks like, oh, dude, he parties. I'm not saying I'm like some popular asshole. I'm saying this like as a negative, as a very, very bad thing. It's not cute and it's not fun. And it's not funny. You know, it's fucking, it's sad. But I'm also a lot of other things to people, you know, and I just want you to know that there is a large group of people over years and years that think of me as that guy. And I don't owe them anything. And they don't know me now. And they're probably evolved in their own ways. And I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to get better, trying to do better. Um, I guess that's all I have to say about that horrible, 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 horrible fucking disease of alcoholism. Um, I don't have enough time to tell you the stories, honestly. I don't have enough time to tell you about my childhood. I'd need to do this once a week for 5 years. But I will tell you that I am very happy today and I'm very proud today. And I'm advocating for myself and I believe in myself and I'm honest with myself. And those are really, really hard for me. Those are really, really hard things for me to even take credit for or to brag about. That's not who if I was lying to your face, maybe, if I was telling a joke, maybe, but I'm being real. I'm being serious. I mean, I'm 100% truthful. Getting sobriety, finding this group, finding AA. I don't know. Finding myself, really. I guess I appreciate. I'm going to shout one out to the crowd now. I'm going to say, it's because of you people. I wouldn't be here without it. You're the real stars. But it's true. It's true. Um, I needed help. I still need help. And you guys help me every day. And I try to be a good ambassador. I try to do good. Tell you that sucks. You know, we all have bad days. We all go through it. Um, but it's just a number. It's a fun number to keep track of, but it's just a number. Uh, I'm free, man. I'm fucking free. And I got out, and I don't want to go back in. And I could go back in. I've gone back in before, but I'm free. And I don't love all the tools. I don't love all the things. I don't love doing working on it, but I do love showing up. And I do love that I've gotten to a point where I can say no to that fucking zombie that wants to go and open that fucking condensation door and clink out some fucking beers. I can say no to him now. I don't have to beg anymore. And it's really hard to understand how big that is if you don't know, you know. Um yeah, man, I could go on and on and on, but I know you suckers want to share your shares. So thank you guys for letting me talk. I don't know what else to say. I'm always open book. I'm not always there, but if you message me or you want me to call you, I don't know. I'm not the best at that shit, but I'm certainly down to fucking talk in the parking lot and shit. So thank you everybody for your share. I mean, for your ears. Thank you for your ears and letting me share. And I will pass it on to you guys. Thank you so much.